unfortunately, I haven't read the book yet because it literally came out 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Share some of your concepts. I'll spark your, I mean, obviously you remember them, but I'll spark your brain by sharing one of my favorite concepts from Screwtape Letters. He was talking about how anger and resentment aren't created equally. So, like, if you say, like, oh, I hate Nazis, or versus I hate my mom. Me to say I hate Nazis, I know what the Nazis are. I know they're the Germany army that killed the Jews.
Yeah.
But I've never met a Nazi. For all intensive purposes, they are like a figment of my imagination.
Yeah.
So my hatred toward Nazis isn't that real.
Yeah.
So in the Screwtape Letters, he talks about the enemy would much rather have you hate someone in your house and your family because that anger is so real and tangible.
Yeah.
Rather than being like a figment of your imagination there, which I thought was very interesting. Another interesting concept was the demons start celebrating when they're patient. So in the book, just so you guys know, you're going to need to know it for this book too. Both concepts of the Screwtape Letters and the modern day Screwtape Letters is that it's one demon in hell who has like a higher rank is writing to another demon to help him trick his patient into not finding God, finding Jesus.
Yeah.
And in the original Screwtape Letters, when the patient goes to war, the demons start celebrating. They're celebrating because they're so excited that he's suffering.
Yeah.
But the wiser, feels wrong to call a demon wiser, but the smarter demon basically condemns the stupider demon, saying it's not good that he's going to war because a lot of people come to God in their suffering, which is very true. Sure, I came to God in my suffering. I'm sure you probably as well. So outline a couple fresh concepts in this book.
Yeah, so a big notion that I brought forth in this, and it starts from the very beginning, is the thought that God is light.
Yeah.
And so with that, why I do that, or truth is light, why I do that is because in physics, darkness is the absence of light. There's no such thing as less darkness. There's no such thing as more darkness. There's either darkness or there's light. And so with it, you either have light or you have absence of light. And so with it, there are all of these in the book. What I believe has happened in our society is we have believed that there's dimmed lights, and we believe that there's other lights in this world, and so we follow them. So a big problem that you see in the book is the patient follows things like social media as one of his lights. There's this new light that we have that C.S. Lewis didn't have, where we are consumed by our phones and we are addicted to what's in front of us. And with that comes fames, fortunes, fames and fortunes.
Yeah.
Is primarily from this dimmed light in their sense. And the demon talks about how if you get the dimmed light in front of his eyes, he'll never turn around to see the rays of the real light behind him. And how the rays of the real light have been warming him the entire time. But since he's so captivated by the thing that's right in front of his face, which the demons put in front of his face, he'll never see the light behind him.
Bro, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. What do you think? So in the Bible, it talks about like us being a light on top of a hill.
Yeah.
So from my understanding of the Bible, we do become lights as, I guess, the Holy Spirit comes in us, and now we become a light for that.
Yeah.
I don't know where my thought here is, but I guess my thought is like turning to humans is bad too, to like, idolize humans.
Yeah.
But humans also can hold the light.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting juxtaposition with your...
Yeah. So what's intriguing is there's actually a chapter where the patient is in this communal relationship with a girl.
Yeah.
And she is a little light. She is a Christian.
Yeah.
And she's telling him about truth, and the demon starts talking about how to get him to look at her as light instead of to realize that she has light inside of her. And so with that, it's this presupposition that he will fixate on her. And what I love about it is if you've read the Bible, you'll see I'll do little spin-offs of biblical references. So in that one, it says, make her his patience, make her his kindness, make her his long suffering. And it relates to 1 Corinthians 13, where love is patient, love is kind, love endures all things, love hopes all things. And it makes her love in his eyes instead of seeing her as a mirror for love.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so good, because that is what we are. I think the way, I believe this is what our understanding of the moon is, that the moon actually doesn't have light, but it reflects the light of the sun, and therefore it's able to light up some of the earth at night just because of the sun's light. And we are supposed to be kind of like that for Christ. We're supposed to, he lights us up, and then we light others up because of his light, though. We're nothing without his light. And in a sense, it's almost like looking at the moon, glorifying the moon, rather than understanding that the sun's bright, which both are bad in the case of God, because things God made.
They'll die one day too.
Actually, there's a really interesting Bible verse I just memorized that is Deuteronomy 17:3. It says, "For instance, they might serve other gods or worship the sun, the moon, or any of the stars, the forces of heaven, which are strictly forbidden." So for those star people, it is in there.
Sorry.
It is in there. And I did actually want to cover something. I wanted to go in the book first, so it's kind of a loop back around, but